Will this furry social media platform beat this furry hookup app? Howler is a dating app made for the furry fandom. It's similar to other dating apps like Grindr, which is focused on the LGBTQ+ community. It relies on user location to find other furries near the user. Users can create profiles and join groups based on events they're attending, personal and artistic interests. They can also filter users based on these qualities. There's also a chat and like system that allows a user to like someone's profile and start a conversation. This app was released for beta testing on May 16, 2018 for Android. Although it was shared to no more than 200 people, the app gained around 1,000 users due to testers sharing the link. It was made public on the Google Play Store on June 19, 2018. Less than a week after the release, almost 2,000 new users joined. Although a full release was planned on June 22nd, there was delays in the iOS release due to technical issues with development along with being slowed down by Apple. The iOS release happened on July 26 and brought 2,000 new users in the first 48 hours. There have been controversies throughout its existence, and one of these has to do with Stormy, the creator of the app. Back in August 13, 2017, they admitted to having intercourse with animals on the Not Safe for Work account. This was surfaced on August 6, 2018, and resulted in Stormy resigning in order to prevent the app from failing due to negative media attention. On February 12, 2022, the app announced that it would be discontinued and shut down on 26. That leads us to Bark, the app that was created as a general social media platform for furries, which ended up being replaced with the Howler. While Howler is known as a hookup app, Vark is focused on finding friends and building a community. There are 5 pages, the first one being the main page, which shows furries in your area, with closer ones being on top. Next is the Communities tab, which shows all the communities you follow. There is the Events tab, which shows all the furries conventions near you. An Activity chat shows who like you and who's a mutual. Finally, there's a Chats tab, which allows furries to talk to each other. I tried the app, and for the most part, it functioned well. There has been controversy over the app's decision to classify pup hoods as not safe for work. Some people criticize the social media platform for doing this, believing that not all pup hoods are used in a not safe for work way. This wasn't helped by the response on Twitter, which has been condemned due to poor wording which casts all pup hoods as fetish gear. In a follow-up tweet, they elaborate on this and cleared up any misconceptions, which has been received more positively along the fandom. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to this ban, and to understand that we need to know the origins of pup hoods and fursuits. When it comes to fursuits, they started out as mascot suits and cosplay. This is a safe for work activity and something that's been part of society for a very long time. Sure, there are some who use their fursuit for not safe for work activities, aka mersuiting, but that's a small portion of fursuiters, who mainly do it to dress up as a character or have fun. On the other hand, pup hoods evolved from animal roleplay, which evolved from BDSM culture. Now, this is not safe for work, and no, I am not showing examples. There have been different types of animal roleplay, from dogs, cats, and horses. Dogs, and pup hoods specifically, have become the most popular icon in the subculture. The real problem comes with how pup hoods are perceived today. There is a significant portion of people who use a pup hood in a safe for work manner, and they argue that it should be allowed to display it as safe for work. On the other hand, there are those who believe because of the not safe for work origins of pup hoods, they should be banned outright regardless of how they're being used now. While pup hoods are linked to animal roleplay and BDSM culture, there is an argument that the perception around them can be changed. While I don't believe that all use of pup hoods are safe for work, there should be more nuance in how people interpret their use. I don't believe at the moment pup hoods should be in public spaces due to a questionable origin, but that perception may change with time. You might be wondering why the developers of the app had to put out a statement like this in the first place. Many people don't know this, but when Howler shut down, the users who were still on it were told to move over to Bark. Why is this a problem? Well, many of the people who are on Howler were there to hook up, and when they transfer over, start about it over to the new platform. While the developers of Bark have tried to clarify that it's a platform to find and make friends, some have not gotten the message and continue to do the actions they do from Howler. This includes pup hoods, which might confuse some people, and cause developers to classify them as not safe for work material in the first place. There's also another issue having the app, and that's the way they handle adults and minors. There's an option hidden in the settings tab under privacy options, and that is show my age too. If you're under 18, the app forces you to show your age to others, but allows adults to hide it. This means the adults can see the ages of minors, and potentially do things like sending not safe for work images or other unwanted messages. Along with this, under user interaction, there's also an option in settings that allows adults to block minors. Don't worry though, minors have the option to block adults, just to make things fair. This is a bigger problem than you may think at first. First of all, there are way more adults than minors on the platform, especially when you consider the app is 16+. This means when an adult wants to block minors from accessing your profile, they only impact a small number of people. In contrast, when a minor wants to block adults from doing the same, they impact a larger amount of people. I'm not sure this has caused any problems yet, as I haven't found many minors on the platform. Along with this, the feature isn't easy to find, and likely wouldn't be turned on by many people. Despite this, the way the app treats the interactions between minors and adults isn't good for creating a community, as it causes discrimination between those people, which might cause problems in the future. Both had times of controversy, but why did Howler shut down in the first place? First of all, Howler as a platform was very niche, specifically targeting furries who wanted to hook up. Vark, on the other hand, was focused on furries who wanted to get to know each other, which encompasses a larger amount of furries in the fandom. Now, why is this important? There's this phenomenon called the network effect, and it's a big part of how social media platforms get traction, become mainstream, and stay that way despite competition. The network effect is a phenomenon where the value a user gets from a good or service increases with the number of users. An example of this is telephone. If you have one telephone, it's not very useful as it can't call anyone else. However, if you have two telephones, they can talk to each other. Once you get multiple telephones, they can all talk with each other. As more and more people use the technology, the value of having it increases as it allows access to people who use that network. The same thing happens with social media platforms. Having one user doesn't make it appealing, but when your friends and family are on it, then it becomes more tempting to join. Remember Facebook? It is involved in many scandals regarding privacy and influencing the US election. Despite this, many people still use it. Why? Well, it's because your friends and family on the platform are still there. And it's very hard to leave the platform without also leaving those connections behind. Now, I'd like to note that the Facebook platform has lost daily active users in the fourth quarter of 2021, with younger users flocking towards apps like TikTok. The vast majority of users are still on the platform. One of the other major selling points that both Howler and Bark have is what I'd like to call exclusivity. Since these platforms are aimed at those who are furries, they encourage more of that group to join the platform. This has the side effect of repelling those who aren't furries away, but since it's only targeting them, it's a good thing as it doesn't attract unwanted people on it. There's still a problem of scammers and bots trying to overrun these platforms. However, that's an issue almost every social media platform has, and it can be solved with good enough moderation. I don't believe Vark can ever challenge the major social media platforms for use like Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. However, if the platform continues to improve itself and give the community what it wants, I believe it could be another app furries have to connect with others and build stronger relationships. If you want to know how social media play a part in the fandom, check out How Furries Beat a Homophobic School Principal's Book Ban.